Hello, it's Kathy from Ethical Fashion Closet and Ethical Closet on Poshmark. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm really excited. I have another Poshiriment, which is a Poshmark experiment put together. So I have another Poshiriment that I worked on for the past week, and I'm ready to share out the results. Before I get started, I want to give a little bit of background about who I am as a reseller. So I am a full-time teacher. As you could tell, I'm currently teaching out of my basement, second grade. Absolutely love teaching. Don't plan to leave teaching just because I love it so much, but I also really love to posh. So I'd call myself a part-time reseller. Not only do I sell on Poshmark, I also dabble a little bit on eBay and sell some things on Instagram as well. But my main focus is Poshmark. I'm really comfortable with the platform and happy with results I have gotten. My closet, I sell a whole wide variety. I have some lower end items all the way up to a handful of higher end items, and some home decor, as well as a little bit of makeup as well. Right now I have a little bit under 600. Actually, by the time this is put on YouTube, I'm hoping to have over 600 items. And for sale, a little bit under 400 items are currently for sale. So that's a little bit of background. The reason I do these Poshiriment is as a full-time worker, I just really want to figure out the way to get the best bang for my buck. My time is super limited, and I know even full-time poshers, you want to do the same thing. You have possibly a family or other things going on. So I really wanted to take the time to experiment with my closet firsthand and figure out the best way to utilize my time. So that's why I've been conducting these experiments. And if there's anything that you're interested in me exploring through my closet and figuring out, definitely leave me a comment, send me a message, and I would love to go ahead and sacrifice my closet for a week or a month or whatever, which I can do while I'm teaching. I have that opportunity. So let's get started. So I called this actual Poshiriment, power sharing, basically. So typically I share my closet at this point 2 to 3 times a day. Like first time in the morning when I wake up, I share my whole closet, which takes me a decent amount of time. I try to share half of it to most of it at some point during the day, which is nearly impossible. And then at the end of the day, like as I'm falling asleep, going to bed, I share everything once again. One thing I definitely discovered in my first Poshiriment was that sharing your own items and listing are, at least for my own closet, were a sure thing for getting sales. Like I definitely got the most sales and activity during those points. But life is crazy, and on those busy, crazy work days or when things are just crazy, I don't want to let go of sharing my closet. So I wanted to see if power sharing would get me some decent results. So what I did was, instead of sharing everything in my closet, I had my friends on Instagram go ahead and choose 5 items for me to sell. So I did a this or that. Let me go ahead and show you what that looked like. Okay, so as you can see in my stories, I did a this or that with 2 different items, and I let Instagram friends choose this or that. I was careful in what I chose, so I went ahead and chose boots since it is the winter season. I had people choose between 2 cute sweaters that had quite a few likes. I threw in some of my upcycled books for people to choose from, chose something that related to children, and everybody wants to feel cozy, so I also chose a pair of pajama bottoms. So the good news was this, that prior to even starting my Poshiriment, my Billabong sweater sold. So I went ahead with the second choice and I put in the poncho. So the 5 items were chosen for my Poshiriment week to power share. So here's what happens. Basically everything I normally do with my closet, I kept the same. It was consistent. So if I'm in follower games, like, so I follow people, I do share other people's closets when I have a moment. If someone likes an item, I give it like 5 minutes or so, and then I always send an offer to them. So I kept everything consistent, except I did not share any items except for these 5 items. And basically, whenever I had a spare moment, like if I was teaching and I could reach over and I have a break, I power share all of those items. Now, let me clarify what I mean by power sharing. There were times when I would share each item 5 times in a row. But once again, I was consistently sharing all 5. So if I shared one, I shared the 4 others. There was no favoritism with any of the items. Couple things that happened throughout the week. So when it came to sales, that's the result I was looking the most for. Here's what ended up coming out of this week. So on the bottom, my Coach Red wristlet purse, totally unrelated, that sold in the middle afternoon. Now that could have been a carryover from the weekend. It was sold on Monday. I started the experiment Monday morning. So it's completely possible that someone had seen this on, over the weekend. It was not liked first. It was liked on Monday and then bought on Monday. But one of the things I was most excited about was Tuesday. So on Tuesday is when I feel like the results I was really hoping for paid off. I sold a pair of boots that had been in my closet for, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks. They were getting a lot of likes. I was sending out offers. No one was purchasing. But come Tuesday, what happened was I didn't have to, the person didn't like it. I didn't have to send an offer out. They didn't send me an offer out. They just flat out purchased it. And what I like to do is I like to actually, like when someone likes an item, I like to look at their history. Like if someone likes it, I like to look and see, are they a newbie? Do they sell a lot of stuff on Poshmark? I just like to kind of get a feel for where they're coming from. I always send an offer out, but I just like to know, like, where are they coming from? Well, after this person purchased, I went ahead and looked at their closet and they didn't have anything listed. So my gut feeling tells me that because I was power sharing this item, it brought it to the top of the brand. And they were looking for boots. Maybe they actually just searched boots. And it just so happened that this was at the top of the closet because I was constantly power sharing it. And my gut feeling is that this person was looking for something specific and found it because it was at the top. So I was excited for that result. Now, of course, my grandiose dream was like, oh my gosh, to sell all 5 items, this is amazing. Well, of course, that didn't happen. But I was also worried that my closet would be complete crickets with everything else. So what was very interesting is that on that following, sorry, I have to look up my stats. That following next day, Wednesday, I did sell a set of my upcycled stamped rustic book decor. Someone liked it. I sent an offer and then they purchased it. And then that Saturday of that same Poshiriment week, I sold a popcorn sweater. None of these items were shared. So I was still capable of power sharing 5 items and selling other items in my closet. Whether as I power shared, they were brought in by my items and looked around, or whatever else happened. The good news was if I'm crazy busy, I can continue to power share. It's not going to completely stop my closet. I'm still capable of making shares. Now, a little bit more background because I am very part-time. My typical sales range from 6 to 8 items per week, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. This week specifically, I did only sell 4 items. At least I sold something, right? So I think what I gained from this were a couple different things. So one of the most obvious things I discovered was when you power share, when you share that item continually, it definitely brings you up to the top of that specific brand item's closet. So for example, if someone is following Pottery Barn Kids, my item, because I was constantly sharing it all day long, kept rising it to the top. In fact, I was kind of obsessive about it. And what I would do is when it comes to the listing, if you click on the little brand, I like to click on that brand and see where it falls. And if it was like not first, I'd keep sharing it again until it got to the top. I almost became a little bit obsessive with it. It was kind of fun. So I would do that with all 5 of my items. I'd kind of click it, and then as a game, I'd look at where it falls in that closet for people who are looking at those specific brands. One of the things I've noticed, obviously, is Free People, because Free People is so available in Poshmark. When it came to even power sharing, it was like way down in the list. So I would constantly share it, obviously, trying to get it up to the top of the closet. It would not last there very long. So definitely makes a difference what brand it is and where it falls in that closet. So bottom line is it is a perk to power share certain items. Like if you have an item you want to really move quickly, it's not a bad idea to constantly power share that item. It will bring it up in that closet if someone's specifically searching for it. Another thing that I noticed, another thing I was saying that I noticed was, it also, as I talked about in my last Poshiriment, it really controls the top of your closet. So if you have certain items that you want to sell, if someone stumbles onto your closet, the top items, we have already discovered that, people share those items, number one, and that it either invites people in to look at the rest of your closet or they just are not really interested. So if you are choosing to power share, like sharing only a certain amount of items in a day or whatever, it keeps them at the top of your own personal closet. That's an obvious one as well. So I quite obviously had significant interest in those items. I have my likes. I originally started out with my books. The Ho 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 books were originally 5 likes. Originally 2 likes. It went up to 5 likes, which is great. I mean, it obviously shows that people are interested in it. The boots sold. I had 13 likes. It continued to climb and then it sold. I started out with my Grace and Lace poncho, was 8 likes and went up to 10 during the week. So 2 people showed interest. Free People, my pants, my pajama bottoms were 9. They went up to 18. And then the bedding, the Pottery Barn children's bedding, was at 5 likes when I started and it went up to 8. So, likes is a whole nother thing. People truly like things for all different reasons. I could probably do a whole YouTube on the psychology behind likes because there's so many different reasons that people do it. And I think as sellers, we tend to treat the like button as how we use it. So I know when I like something that I'm interested in buying it and I might like a couple different ones, and the first person who sends an offer is the one that I typically tend to buy from, or if they send an offer, then I typically tend to buy from them. That's just how I purchase, so that's probably why I always send out likes. There's so many different reasons people like. I mean, I had this same week someone go through and like 20 items and I was like, oh my gosh. Well, I went and looked at the person and it was someone who was brand new on Posh. So they didn't quite learn exactly like the history behind that like button and how typically it's someone who's interested in the product and maybe wants an offer or is holding on to it until they can purchase it, or whatever it is. So bottom line with this Poshiriment, I would do it again. I would not do it for a full week. That was way too long, but I was just trying to see results and what it does to a closet. I would have probably chosen 10 items. I think that I got a little bit bored with 5, and I'm curious if I could have cultivated more sales with 10. And I think what I probably will continue to do on my really crazy days when I can't sell my whole closet, I might choose 1 or 2 items that whenever I have a spare moment, I'll just share. And then those are the items that I kind of am wanting to really, I feel like they're on the cusp of selling, like they have so many likes that maybe it'll give it the extra oomph to sell it. That's my philosophy. So I don't think it's a waste of time. I think on those crazy days when you can't sell your whole closet, it's a great idea to choose your top items that you're interested in selling and power share. What I mean is constantly just whenever you could share, press that share button on that item to share it from your own closet. I hope this was helpful in some way. Definitely like, comment, and most importantly, I would love to hear. I have some other Poshiriment going on that I plan to share out soon, but I would love to hear some things that you always question, like, what if I did that? What if this happened? What if I do that? And let me know. And I'm definitely willing to try it in my closet. So thanks for following. Thanks again for following my Poshiriment. Be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to be notified when other Poshiriments are updated, and I would so appreciate it if you would like this video. Thanks for your time.